Brutal. And you want to know why that happened? Because my mom called to see how we were doing as she was watching. That was fabulous. Lesson learned. Okay, sorry. Yikes. Wow. Hardest day on the set yet. So now, we've done our pads. Hopefully you guys are just, if you're just tuning in, I'm super sorry. It's our first time. We're good now. So when you're going to do this, if you notice, he's got quite puppy hair still. So when it's kind of at this stage, he's like growing in. And Schnauzers are a robust breed. They've got a big, nice, robust body, an underline. You're going to start at the toe. So we've got everything combed into place where we want it to be. And I always use like a little light mister so I can get it into the spot where I want it to. So, and when I'm doing the back bevel, I kind of stand with my body positioned this way. So I'm just going to lift up the leg, and I just want to clear the bottom of the foot. But remember, we did most of that with the pad. Okay, so I just set a line underneath, and then I'm going to put the weight back down on the ground, and I use a bit of a mister, and I want him to turn this way so that his body is parallel completely with my body. So then I comb all the hair off to the side from the inside and the out. And I know that's hard for you guys to see right now, so if you want an angle of that, I'll just give that to you right now. Stay, bud. So I kind of comb the hair from side to side. Now he's still growing in here because he's only, he's coming up to 8 months old right now. Okay, Mr. Antsy Pants. Stand still, please. And then I'm just going to take my, it's a fairly hard, this is a Japanese curve shear. I like that bevel. I don't use that hard of a bevel on a giant. I use a softer bevel because of the size of the jug. So I'm going right to the toe without exposing the toe. You want to create your bevel, you want to create the bevel underneath. You want to bring it up. So I always kind of work from the bottom up. Stand, young man. So, and if you notice, that's how I correct him. It was just like simply as that. Stand, young man. You have to remind them. And remember, they're German. These guys are tough little buggers. They were in the war, and they're a companion dog as well. So they're very loyal to their owners. These are all things about Schnauzers. So now I've set the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back and I'm going to dust the ends here. And I'm going to bring it up from the bottom to the top. And if you're just starting out, even myself, I use this on a regular basis. I go back and I just soften that edge with my thinning shear. And I really think that that is highly effective. I always, like when I'm saying, oh, put some love on it, put some sugar on it, dust those ends, that's what I mean. Is just go back and finish it. You know, there's a big difference between commercial grooming and the amount of love that goes into this little guy. Like, he's only 8 months old and he's had hundreds of hours already spent on him. He didn't pop out just looking like this. Like, obviously he's a good quality animal, but it takes work and effort. I think that's one major thing that a lot of strippers are missing. So right now at this stage of the game with Luther, I have been just, again, dusting the ends. I use my chunkers. I find that very effective because he hasn't even quite grown enough hair yet here. So I just dust the ends on a regular basis. But I just want you guys to see the angle because I feel even in commercial grooming, you guys miss this. So if you run your comb down the last rib, and then this is the underline. If you have questions about that, just tell me. I feel like that is one of the most confusing parts on the Schnauzer for people, is that exact question. I get that question so many times. So please, if I'm not explaining it properly to you, if you need more education on that, please tell me. I want to tell you everything I know about Schnauzers, and I love this breed. It's like one of my favorite breeds. I love them. I love every single thing about it. I know a lot of information about this breed. with the miniature schnauzer, and plus he's a show puppy. If the dog shows ever start up again, right now there's no dog shows available till whenever. But I do like to comb it all out, kind of to the side, like this, off side to side. Because when you're doing a show trim, you carry a larger leg, so you're not going to take, like if it was a commercial trim, you would take it much shorter. But he's a show dog that's completely stripped out, and we're still hoping that dog shows will be back in action somewhere down the road. So with him at this particular stage of the game, I like to just use these chunkers after I've combed those all out and just take the very, very ends. I just dust those ends off. But what I really, really find is that if you guys do this on a regular basis, huge difference. It makes a huge, huge difference. Good boy. All right, so then the underline. Good boy. Good boy. So I do this side from the back end like this. I actually do but only on this side. So hopefully after all these mistakes I've made today, I can show you what I do know how to do, because I'm an awesome schnauzer groomer. That's what I am good at. So I'm going to just comb this down. Now, like I said, he's only just coming 8 months old. So he doesn't have a ton of furnishings yet. They're just coming in. But I do comb this straight down. And I use a pretty delicate comb. Like I go through with the wide comb first, and then I go back with the fine end of the comb. And I use a bit of spray. And then my trick is this, so I hope you guys can see this properly. I like to use my pinky. So I'm going to explain it really, really slow for you. My pinky is my guide, okay? And you can use this actually on any kind of dog. It'll work the same way. Come here, mister. But on a dog, so we'll just stand back. And this dog is a really good one for you to look at because he's very well put together. He's a beautiful animal. So look at him as a miniature schnauzer. He is beautiful, but if you look at him, easy bud, the last rib is about half of him, okay? So if you use your pinky, because the mistake what I see you guys always doing is this, and this is what you guys all do, and you make your schnauzers look this freaking long.
I hate to interrupt because you are doing great.
I'm doing great.
She is doing great, except it's you, me, and Wanda watching right now, so I just want to wait because what you're talking about is super important. We're trying to get everyone back.
Intermission. Then just...
We're just having an intermission right now, so I don't know. Let's shoot some questions. Wanda, you have any wild questions for Shaunna?
Wanda, why don't you tell us...
Wanda, I know you're out there. Give us a wild question.
Wanda, tell us how busy you have been lately.
Let's talk about...
Black Rose. Let's give our boy...
safety first.
Okay, so if you guys are tuning in, Luther's going to take a 2-second time out because I'm like... We're so sorry. Take pity on us. We didn't mean, but now we got it going on, so we'll tune back in. We're sorry. But this is a lesson in humility, and I swear to God, it'll be worth it. Come on, baby boy. Let me know when people start tuning back in.
We're just gonna take a short break here and wait for more of you guys to tune in. We're just gonna take a short break here.
super, super embarrassante. Whoa. Yikes. Well, I guess I'll never forget this day. So any one of you that is just turning in with us, wow, this has been the hardest first day on the job with a live feed. I seriously will get this crap together. Sorry. I don't even really remember where we are, so if anybody has a question or something, yeah, send me some stuff here, okay? Thank you guys. Whoever's left standing, you guys are actually loyal viewers. And I actually do know about schnauzers. I'm not the greatest at technology. We're learning. I'm sorry. And sometimes YouTube isn't always perfect. So if you're just tuning in, all we've done so far actually is done the pads, we've done the nails, we're just working on Luther. He's a show puppy, he's 8 months old, he's a super beautiful dog. The last time this stopped, when everybody got lost us, I feel like we were at the rib. So if I'm boring you, I'm sorry, but it's a really, really important part of schnauzers. So schnauzers, when you break them down, you want the last rib. That's your breaking point. If you guys can understand this part, it's going to change up your haircut. So he still needs a little tiny bit of hair to grow here, right here. But what your problem is that you guys are always taking your straight scissors, and I'm going to use these long ones. You're such a brat. You're such a brat. Come here, boy. What you're doing is you're positioning yourself up here. And you're taking the scissors and you're cutting this way. And you're cutting all this hair off. So this is a super. I know that I probably bored the shit out of you guys today because I screwed up a lot of times, but I know what I'm talking about on schnauzers. So if you bear with me a little bit, I'm going to figure out this whole YouTube thing, and I'm going to give you some serious tips for free. This is all for free. So if you are actually tuning in at this late, please like, share, and subscribe. Please go share with my friends out there and let us know we're live actually now, because I'm about to get serious. All right, so we're going to comb that hair right down. Now here's my pro tip. First of all, oh great, I lost my chunkers. Here they are. I like to do this part with the chunkers. Okay? This is really, really important, and I use my pinky as my guideline. So if you stand on this side, I stand back here, and I run my pinky right down the back of the rib, and I go down, and that's where I make my break. Okay, so what I was trying to explain to you before is the problem is you guys are always scissoring from here. Luther, stand please. You guys are standing from here and you're scissoring all of this off because you can't actually see what you're cutting off, and he's still growing. So that is super important. I feel like part of the time you guys aren't really actually training your eye. Schnauzers are robust. Schnauzers are square. There's no soft, rounded lines on a schnauzer anywhere, even in a commercial haircut, except for their toes. We like round toes. But other than that, everything is straight and strong. In poodles, you're thinking more round. This is the German, the other side of the Germans. That's what I call these guys, the tiny Germans. Okay, so I just kind of just go back and I detail that off. And you can be a little bit fancy in there. It just depends on how much hair they grow. The big thing is that you want to keep the bottom of their chest. You want to make sure that that's hitting the elbow. Not in commercial grooming, but in show grooming. You definitely want to do that. Now, if he was a super skinny dog, I might want to bring his underline down a little bit. We can talk about that. If that's something you guys want to talk about in the future, let me know. Please drop it in the comments for sure. So obviously Luther wants to talk about a front bevel. He said, get it together, you guys. It's taking forever. Seriously. That's another thing, is that I think that if you talk to schnauzers and you build a relationship with them, they are one of the most beautiful breeds. I've built my life around this breed, and I am so actually in love with this guy. Thank you guys for staying tuned. He's so awesome. So I'm just going to use a little bit of a mixture of a scissor spray. And come on, buddy. I generally would actually scissor him this way, so this is a perfect angle. I hope, can you guys see? Is this a good angle? Perfect. Okay, so I normally do stand in front of them, but example, my kid, Madison, who's actually videoing right now, she does killer bevels and she stands behind them. I know a ton of groomers, so just because it's the way I do it, maybe this will actually help out somebody out there. But bevels are difficult. Bevels take time. You're going to find your own way. You know, I can think of a lot of really, really unbelievable scissors, and all of us kind of go about it a different way. So this is the way I do it. I like to stand right in front of them, personally. Like normally I would actually stand right where you can't see, but I can stand a little bit off to the side. And I like to comb all the hair straight down. Now remember, I already have his pads done and his bevels done. And you see, he wants to be a little bit saucy. You see how he's rearing his head? That's a Schnauzer thing. So I just back off a little bit and I just give him his own space. Like it's like a little war that you have with Schnauzers, isn't it? And then I'm like, you're a good boy, little boy, okay? So if you I hope you can get that message from me for sure, because Schnauzers, if you argue with him, like example, let's just say he had a toe mat right there, where he was like sort of rearing his head, and you just rip through it with the fine-tooth comb, I promise you the bugger will bite you. So I feel like you're sometimes a little bit of the problem, right? So try to avoid that. So I'm going to comb all that straight down. Then I take those same little Japanese curves, and I'm going underneath, but I've already created, okay, so you see how he was like sort of, so I would just be, that's me giving him, see, he knows. A reminder of how he needs to behave. Behaving is really important. We had the episode of Dr. George, and oh, I'm super sorry about that. That was another embarrassing moment. It was actually one of our top trending videos we've ever had, and then the sound screwed up. So there was oh yeah, I'm gonna own a lot of stuff. We have a brand new camera that's smarter than all of us. We've got that figured out. I'm sorry about that clicking. We hopefully have that under control. We had a lot of growing pains in the last couple of weeks. So any of you guys that are actually still tuning in, I know that you are serious fans, and I can't even, tell you how much I appreciate that. So I set a line on the bevel. So if you notice, I just took the spray. I'm going to comb that straight up like this, okay? And normally I really would be standing right here, but I obviously have to stand on the side. And if I have my hand on his shoulder, so he has to stand, or if he chooses to move, which he does all the freaking time because he's a baby, then I can feel his movement. But if you notice, I can see all this hair on the side of his elbow. This is pretty important stuff. I hope that and if I'm speaking above your level, just tell me. Honestly, if I'm not explaining it properly, just tell me. I want you guys to get this. This is my favorite breed. I love this breed. It's hard. I spent 30 years learning how to do this, so I want to give you guys this information. So on this side of the dog, I hold him straight up like this, and I stack him, and I make sure he's standing exactly where I want him to be. I'm going to hold a little tiny bit of pressure on his shoulder, and I've already created a line, so now all I'm going to do, and he only needs a dusting. Okay, so he just needs a dusting on his, because we have him in condition. And I feel like that's one of the big things that you guys are missing. You think you can just pop out and a stripped dog is going to be like, la-di-da. Like, you have no idea. That's actually all we freaking do around here is strip, 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 strip. Condition is key. I am tired of people whining. Oh, and I really love when you guys put like a 12-month strip live. That is brutal. Stripping needs time. Stripping needs love. Super important, you guys. I'm not trying to rant, but it's a big thing. And if you guys want stripping tips, then tell me. Get involved. This channel is created for you guys. Okay, to this actual point, I haven't made $1. I'm trapped in my house with my dysfunctional, crazy family, who I love to death, but it has not been easy at all. None of this. Thank God I have you, baby Lou. But I do have some really cool dogs. We're not currently working any longer. I don't even want to get into that debate. Like, seriously, like, you guys just please try to do the right thing. Social distancing is a major, major thing. We have just come off of 18 days of isolation. It hasn't been easy. So now I'm just going back. I've created a line. I do like to go back, especially on him because of his age, with the chunkers, okay? These are a lot more forgiving, and his hair is young, so it needs a little bit of extra love on it. It needs some sugar. You've got to put, if you don't trim it, it just becomes long and flowy, which all of you guys know about that shitty fall away hair. The reason that his hair, and he has no product in his hair at all. He's had a bath today, but he has zero product, like no mousse, no anything. A good bath, a good blow dry, and a good fluff. I know, he's like, when are you gonna get to the punchline? If I'm talking too much, let me know, you guys, seriously. I could actually use anybody's input that's even still remaining standing. Is there anybody talking to me, Madison?
I'm just doing some sharing, but let me check comments. One has been
Waiting.
sharing.
Oh, look at how cute you are.
I cannot thank you enough, Wanda.
Right? Right? My baby boy. Okay, well, I'm about to do a head trim here, people.
Why don't you pluck some hairs on?
He doesn't really need any. He needs to
He's
go.
perfect. He's practically perfect.
He is practically perfect. He's like, if I looked any more dead sexy,
He's perfect.
if I looked
Oh,
any...
he's so cute. You're so cute.
Do we need to take a break? Look at your little face, dude. You are...
Screw it. We've got people watching. Do it. Let's
Okay.
do this head trim.
No.
We're doing it, guys.
Okay, well, how about this, you guys? How about you guys all do me a super solid, and I'm super sorry. But it's going good now, and it's working. So maybe all of you guys could just do me a super big favor, and I'll do the other side. I'll show you every single trick I got. For real, I really will. I'll show you some serious stuff. Every one of you who's actually still standing, go and share it with your peeps and get them on there, and I'll do the money shot at the end, and I'll give them a Schnauzer head trim. But I have a whole other side of the dog, and I don't even know what's going on with this video. It's a train wreck, but it's on the right track right now. Go and share it, and I'll show you this side. Because I still have to actually groom it, like no doubt. Okay, hairy toes, you ready? You are the devil. You are devilishly handsome. I love you. So cute. My boy. You're so patient. Oh, you're such a good dog. I love you. Yes, I do.
That's another thing about Schnauzers. You need to tell them how important they are. That is like rule number 1.
Yeah, I fear you guys are still on there, and thank you guys, seriously. I'm just going to grab a drink of water. I'll be 1 second. You stay, young man. Maybe you just put him down for 2 seconds so we can have a quick... Give him a 2-second break.
Lou. Come here, Lou. Lou, Chickapoo. Go for a little...
Go for a siesta for a second, boy.
Siesta.
A little tiny siesta, my friend. Oh, maybe we can do a little piece in Spanish.
Okay, yeah. No problem.
Oh, Felipe is down. I don't even know. Are any of your peeps watching yet?
Maybe I'll just explain in English. And then I want to give you guys the best, first, worst live feed ever. Okay. Is there anybody tuning in? You want to? I know, little Lou. Did you go for a little run around in a siesta? He's like, no.
Come.
it's so cute.
Come on.
I don't like where the arm is. I wasn't planning on doing this.
Do you want
spin
the
the
arm
table?
off? Or do you
No,
want me
okay.
to spin the
If
table?
we could spin the table. I wasn't planning on this. I usually only do one side, and he's still kind of a little
Here,
rascal.
then come hold Lou.
Let him run. No, he needs to run around. He needs a little breaky. Sorry. But I'll do the whole other side. We're going to do one bevel in Spanish. No, I want it turned all the way around. Just
All the way around.
Yeah. So
Like
it's,
arm this side.
sorry about that. I don't usually do this side on set, so look at you guys get to see cute. The reason that I'm doing this is that I want to be able to try and give you guys the best angle. I really, today is a lesson in humility, but Luther just got the phone. Good job, buddy.
Awesome.
Do we still have sound?
I don't know. We'll have to check. Yeah, I think we can start a head trim whenever you're ready.
I was going to trim the side.
Okay.
I want to trim the side.
Okay.
They can all use a second lesson. Are you ready? Are we on?
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, so now we're gonna do this side of Luther. If this is too slow for you guys, I'll totally do it again. I'll do the head trim and we can be done. I don't want to bore you guys. I'm super sorry about all this, but I feel like this is pretty valuable stuff. Okay, so I have a special thing just because it's been this kind of an episode. Madison's boyfriend, Felipe, is going to come and he's going to do, I'm going to say it in English, he's going to give you a little Spanish tutorial. I want people to spread the word. We want to give the information to everybody. Even though this has been the actual personal worst day of filming I've ever done in my entire life, I'm going to kill it for the ender, okay? So please stay tuned, and if you're liking this partially way through, I'm going to do the Schnauzer's head at the very end. And hopefully one day we're going to all laugh really, really hard about this video, okay? I'm not quite there yet. So we've already done, come on. First of all, you guys are welcome.
Hello,
Yeah, and just to let you know who Felipe is, he's one of the top professional dog handlers of Chile. He is also the boyfriend of my daughter, Madison, our videographer. They've been dating for 2 years off and on. It's been awesome, okay? So anyway, we love him. He's here right now. We're all trapped on Crazy Island on Rainbow Road. But, toenails done. Pads are done.
Ya está hecho todo lo que es la parte de abajo y lo que es en el fondo también las uñas. Entonces ya podemos empezar a trabajar en lo que va a ser Shaunna ahora.
We're going to take a little tiny bit of spray, like a little scissoring finishing spray. You want to comb it straight down, okay?
Ya, la idea es que ustedes puedan ocupar este spray justamente para poder bajar un poco el pelo y tener una línea en el fondo de lo que tenemos que cortar.
If you notice, I comb it in the direction that I want it to be seen, okay? I comb it straight down.
Claro, la idea es hacerlo estrecho, o sea, en el fondo vamos pasando y después lo hacemos en esta dirección justamente para poder cortar y meternos por acá con la tijera.
And on this side, I stand back at this angle. I'm going to just turn it a little bit so that you guys can see. And if you can see it, give me a thumbs up. So I'm going to comb that straight down.
Sí, la idea es que justamente lo que quiere hacer Shaunna ahora es que ustedes puedan ver toda esta zona y en el fondo vayan pasando su peine, en este caso la comb como le llaman ustedes, van pasando el peine y después van a poder cortar y generar bien sus líneas.
Excuse me, I just have to turn to this side just a little bit so I can get the proper angle. So angles are really important in Schnauzers, and you can see he's got that's That's cute, eh? We make mistakes too. He's got a lovely little honker there. Okay, so I'm just going to take my curved shear and I'm just clearing the bottom of this toe.
Sí, la idea es que ustedes justamente vayan con su tijera curva, agarren, en este caso la pierna del úter y justamente limpien solamente esta zona, el plantar. No pasarse porque ahí obviamente la angulación les va a cambiar y es sumamente importante la angulación en el caso de los Schnauzer en miniatura, ¿no?
So then I want to comb all this just like we did on the other side. I really want to comb it out, side to side.
La idea es que puedan ir peinando lado por lado justamente para ver bien el pelo que también voy a sacar y voy a tener que cortar.
But I feel like a lot of you guys, first of all, you're like scissoring them when they're still matted, like they're not even combed. You need to think, this is art. This isn't a commercial haircut, it's art.
Sí, la idea es que obviamente también el pelo esté, en este caso, lo menos enredado posible, porque si yo voy a tener que cortar y tengo el pelo enredado, va a ser mucho más difícil y el acabado no va a ser el mismo ni va a ser prolijo.
Okay, so I always start my bevel from the bottom and I build it up. So your shortest point, so you want to bring it so it's like elevated off of the floor. You want to bring it up, not falling down. You want to bring the schnauzer's foot up.
Claro, lo que tengo que hacer al principio es ocupar mis tijeras, en este caso las curvas, y las ocupo desde el principio, o sea, llamémoslo desde la mesa en este caso, y vamos hacia arriba. No queremos hacerlo hacia abajo, sino que justamente hacia arriba para lograr todo este contorno y obviamente una mejor angulación de acá y también de todo lo que es sus dedos, ¿no?
All right, so I want to still, and if you notice, one big thing is I've changed the position. On this side of the dog, I have to stand at the front of the dog so that I can get the proper angulation. Remember, this is not even 8-month-old puppy. He's just a baby boy, so a lot of this hair is still just coming in.
Claro, es súper importante que ustedes también tengan una posición correcta al momento en que van a cortar. Porque si ustedes están, por ejemplo, como pueden ver ahora, Shaunna lo está haciendo, entonces ya tiene la vista perfecta de la línea que tiene que generar con sus tijeras. Y eso obviamente les va a ayudar a poder lograr una mejor angulación de toda esta parte. Igual él es un cachorro todavía, o sea, le falta pelo, pero por lo mismo lo tenemos que hacer de esta manera para poder lograr un mejor acabado.
So then I reposition everything again. Now, I'm not sure how to say this tastefully, but like you guys are always freaking rushing. Speed grooming, blah, blah, blah. This is art. This takes love. This takes freaking time. All I have on my time is time right now. He looks like $1 million and nowhere to go. Okay? I feel like that is the most important thing, especially in stripping, that people are missing, is that you are just like, oh, yeah, it should pop out like this. Even like grooming contests, for example. Again, I'm not trying to open up that whole thing, but they want 8 weeks of growth or 6 weeks of growth on the dog. No one ever went to Montgomery County ever with 8 weeks of growth. You do not prepare, like, so I feel like that whole class was actually set up by poodle groomers, actually. Like, they're like, oh yeah, they need 6 or 8 weeks of growth, not a stripper.
No, I agree with you.
So this thing looks like that because of that, because he's in condition.
Sí, es súper importante lo que está hablando Shaunna y la verdad voy a tratar de traducírselo de la mejor manera posible a todos los que nos están viendo en Latinoamérica o en el fondo que hablen en español para que lo puedan entender. Es sumamente importante que ustedes no se apresuren al momento de hacer este trabajo, tengan un lugar tranquilo, lo hagan con amor y con mucha dedicación. Porque en el fondo lo que yo también quiero hacer no es terminarlo rápido, no, esa no es la idea. La idea es hacerlo tranquilo, posicionarme, cortar y obviamente hacerlo siempre con mucho amor y tranquilo. No se trata de terminar rápido el perro, sino que se trata de hacerlo prolijo, que quede limpio, con un buen acabado y obviamente con mucho cariño. Generalmente eso sucede, que nos tendemos a apresurar y no es la idea. O sea, si quieren ustedes hacer un buen trabajo, sobre todo en el caso de los terriers o perros de pelo duro, se necesita tener tiempo. O sea, ustedes tienen que, es paciencia y tiempo. Yo creo que esa es la clave cuando uno hace uno de estos perros de pelo duro, ¿no?
Okay, so I'm just gonna go back and, oh, he just saw Madison, eh? He loves his antler. I don't know, I forget if this has been such a disaster, but now we're doing good, so I feel like a lot better. This is gonna only get better. So I need a question. Any single question out there, please, somebody send me a question.
I got a question.
What's your question?
What inspired you? What made you fall in love with schnauzers? Who made you fall in love? What dog?
That's a good question, Madison. Nobody's ever asked me that. I know exactly the day. I was little. I was very small. My mother was a professional dog. She's a certified master groomer. You guys will see lots of my mom. And anyway, she was a really beyond her skill level. This had to be I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. And she groomed a beautiful salt and pepper miniature schnauzer bitch.
Okay.
But she could have been a champion, in all honesty and in all fairness. But she's gorgeous. And my mom had only one pair of scissors this long. Like a little tiny barber scissor. I'll never forget it. My mom was like exceptionally, like we have all the bells and the whistles and the tools and the blah, blah, blah. And I remember I was just old enough to, maybe fetch the door at the grooming salon or something like this, right? And I still remember the dog's name. Her name was Ziggy Cornetti. So that's the day. But I don't know, because I'm maybe a little tiny bit like a schnauzer.
Okay.
Yeah, perhaps. I need lots of love, but I could have, I'm not sure. I love schnauzers. And the one thing that really motivated me the most about schnauzers is that it was very difficult. What I found is that schnauzer people don't want to share their tips. I have a million tips. You need to ask me the question. I will totally give you everything I got. Like, I love this breed so much. I'm going to scissor. He's going to speak in Spanish. If you guys have a question, drop it, please. Oh, he's growling. You know what?
He sees something.
Oh, no. No, the neighbor is out for a daily walk. Did you see? That's what schnauzers are all about. My guard dog, boy. Yeah, you are. You're the best one. Okay, I'm going to scissor. He's going to talk.
Okay.
So, front bevel.
Primero vamos a hacer todo lo que es el frente, ¿no? Los tubos del frente.
I just want to finish this off. Now, one thing is that because we are showing, well, if dog shows actually ever come back to being cute again, and dog shows are canceled around the world, that's pretty brutal, hey?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to comb this out. Now, what I think on both of, hey, bud. On both of these guys need a tiny little bit of love still. Like, they both need some scissoring. So this is where I spend my time. So I'm going to let Felipe talk to you guys, and I'm just going to scissor, okay? So you can see this is like sincerely how I would go about it. I love this little dog to death. Like, he's one of my favorite animals. I have a really hard time he lives with us. We're not bringing him in, just so that everybody is aware of that. Like, these dogs are actually in-house, have not been anywhere. We've been in 18 days of lockdown, like I told you. This is like the Hunger Games some days at my house. Just saying, peeps. Right? You live it, my friend. Yeah. Okay, so I gotta stand on this side. So just one thing, just before we go any further, if the English people can view out there, you see how much extra hair I have on this side of the elbow? Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I actually do like where this elbow is because I'm gonna spray this down after. Like, I don't want to get too tight, but as soon as I spray that down, so that's why I go up. Okay? Okay. So
sí, lo primero que está haciendo Shaunna en esta parte que nosotros les queremos mostrar a ustedes en el fondo es primero nosotros tenemos que subir todo el tubo con el peine. Primero lo subimos justamente porque, como ella explicaba, en el fondo tenemos mucho pelo acá. Tenemos demasiado pelo y de esa manera vamos a poder lograr nuestra línea de mejor manera. Obviamente nosotros no queremos dejar todo este pelo hacia arriba, después lo vamos a pasar hacia abajo justamente para lograr un buen acabado y un buen término de este tubo. Pero primero tenemos que subir porque así nos vamos a dar cuenta todo el pelo que nos sobra y justamente la línea que tenemos que generar para que este tubo sea hecho de buena manera.
Do you guys have questions? Ask that in Spanish.
I have a question for you. Yo tengo una pregunta para ti. How do you made a line in your in that part in your elbow and in this top?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you made the line and then you made the straight?
Well, that's a good question, actually. Very valid. Really valid. So we'll just talk a little tiny bit about the front assembly of a dog.
Okay?
So if, in all fairness, probably the very worst thing in all schnauzers, all sizes included, is their front assembly. Especially in my variety, like I breed giants, and they have something that's called a short upper arm. So this dog is very good fronted, actually, but he's also, again, very well bred. So this is your front end assembly, okay?
Perfect.
And he's a slightly short in upper arm, but very beautiful. Like for the breed, outstanding for his breed. He should, but in all fairness, he could be slightly a little bit more.
Okay.
Not okay. You go.
Lo que nos estaba mostrando acá Shaunna en el fondo es toda la parte del frente, cómo lo tenemos que ir haciendo. Nosotros tenemos todo lo que es el hombro acá y después tenemos lo que vendría siendo el húmero. Él podría tener un poquito, él podría tener el hombro un poquito más hacia atrás, más de esta forma, poquito. Y en el fondo eso también nos va a ayudar completamente a generar un mejor frente, en este caso el lúter también. Es súper importante que esta parte se entienda bien. Aparte que de esta forma también nosotros vamos a ir creando nuestras líneas y vamos a ir uniendo en el fondo cada línea que nosotros vamos a ir haciendo con la tijera.
So one thing that I never want to speak above you. So if I am speaking above you, tell me. I want you, as our viewers, to understand. I want you to learn. I've got a lot of knowledge. I am really, really ready to share. Okay, so one thing that I do, just to be, because most schnauzers, generally speaking, is I think in mathematical terms. It's more math, okay? So I have, say, 1/3 on the front of the leg, and I grow 2/3 on the back of the leg. It's just a mathematical equation. So all it is an illusion.
Claro, exactamente.
If I just spoke over anyone, please tell me right now, and I will take the time right now, and I will tell you. Again, you go in Spanish.
Sí, lo que nos está explicando también acá Shaunna, en el fondo cuando nosotros hacemos todo lo que es nuestro tubo, nosotros vamos a hacer una ilusión. Pero que es importante, y esto es sumamente importante, y que bueno que Shaunna haya podido tocar este tema justamente en vivo. Nosotros acá tenemos que generar en el fondo, con permiso, me voy a cruzar un segundo, acá tenemos que dejar un dedo, en esta zona de acá, un dedo. Y acá tenemos que dejar alrededor de 2 dedos. ¿Por qué motivo? Porque este es un perro que es cuadrado, es un perro, llamémoslo matemáticamente muy, o sea, en el fondo es muy exacto, es un cuadrado, entonces justamente si nosotros, por ejemplo, dejamos más pelo acá no nos va a servir. Eso es lo que nosotros queremos lograr, crear la ilusión en el fondo de toda la parte del pecho para que se vea con un pecho más fuerte y al mismo tiempo también que no se vea largo, sino que se vea un cuadrado y no un rectángulo.
Can we bring the table closer, please?
Yeah, we can, because are you ready to come and put some sugar?
Well, yeah, but I just want this set up nicely and I want the table closer.
I will and hold for a second. I need a drink of water. Just tell them 2 seconds. I'm going to give them the money.
Can be cold.
Just tell
Give me
them.
a second. 1 second, guys, and we're going mute.
So welcome back and thank you guys. I want to kill this ending. I'm so sorry for all the disasters today. We've been learning. Whoa.
Estamos todos aprendiendo acá, así que nada, la idea es que ustedes puedan seguir compartiendo. Si tienen alguna pregunta en español, por favor, háganla y yo se la traduzco a Shaunna y le explico y todo. La idea es que todos ustedes puedan aprender cómo hacer un buen trabajo en un Schnauzer y más ahora que estamos en vivo.
I have a very, very special surprise and someone who doesn't particularly love to come on camera, and that's Madison Bernardin, our videographer. So she's going to come, and every time I say put some sugar on it, I always think of her. Or when I say put some love on it, because I usually do whatever I do, and then she comes back and she puts this like killer kick-ass finish on it. I feel like that's one super important tip that even if you never watch me again because I was a total disaster today, I know what's up when it comes to scissoring, and I know. Yeah, you will. You love us. You know we're going to do better. But when you want to put the love on it, that's not speed grooming. This is an art. I feel like you guys are kind of missing that. Just before I start, because he's going to go in Spanish. I feel like that's so awesome. I'm going to start with my Wahl Bravera, and I have it on a number 10 blade. And that's a pretty universal number for all the sizes, all the colors. So, go. And should I get in trouble when I say Madison Blues in the house.
Bueno, lo que ahora va a hacer Shaunna que es pasar la número 10, el cuchillo número 10. Ella está ocupando una máquina que es de la marca Wahl. Yo como les he comentado, la verdad yo nunca había ocupado esta marca, la marca Wahl, y me parece fantástica. Si tienen la posibilidad de conseguirla, por favor háganlo porque los cuchillos son de muy buena calidad, no se calienta la máquina, es muy buena. Y ella justamente lo que está haciendo ahora es pasar por toda la parte de su cuello con el número 10 a contrapelo.
So this is such a good trick for you guys, but it's not always exact, but it's a really good guideline for you, that's the word. So if you see, before I shave these off, you see the little whisker? Everybody always asks where to shave, where to shave, where to shave. So super big, he has all his favorite people here right now. He's like, who do I look at? Who do I look at? I know, I'm too busy. It's very Schnauzer personality. But if you notice, I don't give him shit. I just like let him look, because that's the thing. You guys are just like, want them to be like perfect. Like, let's just get this straight. Schnauzers are more like me. Remember how this day started? So yeah, we're gonna have a happy ending, but let them have a little look around. What I was trying to say more importantly is that the head is an actual rectangle. So if you can just tell in Spanish.
Sí, por supuesto. Lo que Shaunna nos está tratando de contar un poco y de que nosotros lo entendamos es de que la cabeza es un rectángulo. O sea, ustedes siempre tengan en su mente, o cuando van a cortar, el rectángulo. O sea, tiene que ser, esta parte es un rectángulo, no es ni chupado acá de ninguna manera. Siempre tenemos que generar un rectángulo acá, y ustedes tienen este lunar acá, que justamente eso también les va a ayudar a generar una línea y en el fondo poder saber cómo tienen que ir haciéndolo. A medida que también Shaunna nos vaya contando, yo les voy a ir traduciendo.
The one thing that I actually love, and I hope that we do have some people still standing. If you are, I love you guys. Every one of you, I swear.
I love you too.
No actual shit. Yeah. I promise you I will remember who you are when we are done this. This dog has a magnificent head.
The best.
If you look at him, and I just want to take one single second for it to really, if you are wanting to know about Schnauzers, this is the real hardcore facts. When you read the breed standard, it says we want a brick and a brick. You want equal parts here and here. The problem is that sometimes they fall away in the muzzle. So you need to, they can be clean back here, but they have a little tiny poodle nose. Major problem. They were a guard dog. They're supposed to be like, gah!
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
I'm going to give him a second. All I'm going to do in English, just so you know, so I can just tell you this, is that I've changed my lines over the years. Luther, sir, boy. I've changed it. When we first learned, everybody used to shave it up, sometimes even clear under the eye. We've modified these things. Okay, so I'm just gonna rush it, kind of, I sort of do it, and it's kind of like a man's haircut, if you wanna know. It's just a fade. It falls off, but if you're having troubles, use the two little points, the whiskers. You go in Spanish now.
Bueno, lo que nos está un poco de tratar de explicar Shaunna, como lo hablamos también en un principio, que este es un perro en el fondo cuadrado, un perro sumamente proporcional. Entonces, lo mismo que nosotros tenemos en la parte del cráneo, es lo que vamos a tener en el caño nasal. Muchas veces lo que ocurre, o lo que sucede, es que nosotros olvidamos estas proporciones y es cuando cometemos los errores. En estos momentos lo que está haciendo Shaunna es afectar toda esta parte de acá para poder generar esta línea. Entonces cuando ustedes lo vean de frente van a ver completamente un rectángulo. Y de esta manera no van a perder, porque ¿qué pasa? Que muchas veces, claro, podemos tener la parte del cráneo, pero de esta parte, la parte del caño nasal, es un poco, llamémoslo de alguna forma como un poodle. Es más picudito, por decirlo así, es muy chupado. Entonces justamente tenemos que tener cuidado con no pasarnos por acá, porque antiguamente, claro, se podía hacer, pero hoy en día no es la manera de hacerlo, ni es correcta, porque en el fondo lo que nosotros queremos lograr es un completo un completo rectángulo, no un cuadrado.
So,
Gracias.
gracias. I hope you guys
De nada.
love him because he makes our days better, really, and he has a lot of awesome information. So, okay, cheeky pants. One thing, if you just, can I just turn it for 1 second?
Perfect.
So, if you notice, every single time I touch this dog, I do it with the most amount of love, number one. But when I'm shaving him, I haven't touched his ears yet. I always start by shaving the flat work. I call this the flat work. I've gone more on the air of caution because I can always go back and trim off more, but I can't. So I always do it, even if it's on an ugly, prick-eared, ugly commercial dog. I
You
always
make
do
this
it.
part first.
Yeah, always this, but also I go a little bit on the easy side. Do you understand?
okay,
Like I
yeah.
leave a little bit of wiggle room. Let's just say that. I leave a little tiny bit of room. I'm going to start to shave his ears. Will you explain in Spanish? I'm just going to say this quickly in English. Be super careful when you're shaving Schnauzer's ears. This is like as a breeder, as a judge, as a lover of this breed. Schnauzer's main thing, they actually started from standard Schnauzers. Their main thing, they were a guard dog. They're super smart. They did everything, actually. There's not much they haven't done. But they are to be alert. They are to be attached to whoever is with them. And it's true, they really do. If you're their groomer and you're just a commercial groomer and you're just tuning in, they will attach to you. They will like you. They will love you.
Sí, yeah.
You know, if you treat them right, they will be great. My point was on the commercial dogs. Now this dog is cropped. I'm not getting into no friggin' cropping and docking bullshit today. It's not happening.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
It's not happening. This dog is cropped.
All right.
He's well within the age limit. Everything's legit. So let's just stop that right now.
It checks out.
Because he is cropped,
Here's
I'm going to choose to use a 40 blade. But if it was a natural ear, I mean, I seriously, I could do 250 videos and you might not even barely touch about what there is to know about Schnauzers. So if you have questions, tell me. Today we're using a 40 blade.
Why I have a
Can you hold his head for me?
Yes,
Another
yes.
thing, one little thing, is because he is a child. He's a juvenile, and he's a juvenile delinquent, actually, this guy. But I ask you gently to hold his head. So just so everybody, all the viewers out there, we're actually kind of training him. He loves you, right? And we're doing the ears. So you need to make sure your environment is quiet. I hate when there's like,
Sí.
well, you know, you live here.
Yeah, no.
Like I freak.
Yeah,
You go.
it's super important, es súper importante. El tema de las orejas, la verdad es que hay que tener mucho cuidado, chicos. Hay que tener cuidado porque obviamente, como ustedes saben, el Schnauzer es un perro en el fondo que también está siempre alerta y tiene mucha energía. Y normalmente, no solo en perros de show, sino que no solo en Schnauzer de show, sino que también en Schnauzer comerciales. En Schnauzer comerciales lo que nosotros también nos podemos encontrar es que de repente son perros medio locos y todo. Entonces la idea es que nosotros tengamos el ambiente propicio para poder hacer en el fondo todo lo que es con máquina la parte de las orejas. Porque podemos enganchar parte de la oreja y eso la verdad es que podría ser muy lamentable. Entonces siempre preocúpense de hacerlo con mucho cuidado. Si tienen la posibilidad de contar con alguien que les pueda ayudar, como en este caso está haciendo Shaunna, ella está afeitando y yo estoy afirmando el perro a luces, es ideal, porque así obviamente va a estar todo más seguro y también él no va a sufrir ningún daño en este caso.
So You really, really need to just take a deep breath, do it with confidence, do it with the most amount of love. I don't even know, I mean, thousands, literally thousands of Schnauzer ears every year. Every single time. Like this is from the bottom of my heart. I take a deep breath, I make sure my environment is quiet. That's why I became the Schnauzer Queen, okay? Because I am actually aware of these things. Now, just before we change sides, because this is real, you guys. I want you to understand that I actually have to change sides. No, you're gonna go this way.
Okay.
He's gonna hold this puppy's head this way, and I'm gonna shave this ear, because a lot of what you guys are making mistakes on is like generally positioning. One more quick tip, because he's gonna go in Spanish, is that be very, very cautious that you're not shaving a big, huge moon, especially, I mean, if it's a commercial dog, whatever. You made a mistake, big deal. Move on. I made a bazillion mistakes. I made a million mistakes with you guys today. I actually know what I'm doing on Schnauzer grooming, so thank you for staying tuned. So you carry on.
Sí, es importante también que la posición que ustedes van a tener al momento de cortar de hacer con la máquina, la oreja, es que tengan la posición correcta, o sea que lo hagan de esta forma y sobre todo que no se pasen, o sea tengan mucho cuidado en esta zona de no generar una media luna acá, porque eso no es correcto en el fondo y van a perder todo lo que es esta línea de su cabeza. Y por ese mismo motivo, y siempre fíjense, cuando Shaunna agarra la oreja, ella la agarra completamente, la extiende y luego pasa. Es una vez, no lo hagan de esta manera, es una vez y listo, y háganlo con confianza y con mucho, mucho amor.
If you notice, I don't know, just turn the head just a little this way. So if you notice, because he's natural, I kind of roll my finger in, and I want you guys to like understand this part, because this is like, I don't even actually like talking about this because that's a surefire way to have it happen. So let's just pretend we all know what could happen here. If you've been grooming dogs for any length of time, you know what can happen. So I grab my thumb here at the bottom of the ear, and I take this ear here, and I sort of hold it up firmly. Obviously, I'm not hurting him, but I do hold it up firmly enough. And I sort of pull the ear up, and I keep it firm. I have found if you try this, it will be very much more effective than we all know. Okay, let's just take a deep breath, and you're gonna go, and I'll just talk to you in a second, okay?
Que la idea es que en el fondo ustedes puedan agarrar la oreja cuando van a hacer esta parte del interior, la agarren desde, en el fondo, llamémoslo desde la inserción, o sea, desde esta zona, la agarren, la mantengan firme, la sostengan y en ese momento pasen la máquina. No que lo hagan en el fondo de una manera que esté la oreja como esta en el fondo, sino que ustedes agarran y ahí van a poder tener un mejor acabado también.
Done, just like that. Okay, so now we can talk about it. So, nicking them, that is the most easiest place. I seriously, I have bad vibes. I can't even actually say that word before I actually do this, especially live on a day like today. I cannot even actually tell you, he needs a 2-second break.
Sí.
About this. I gotta tell you guys, as a Schnauzer lover, as a breeder, I've advocated it for around the world for Schnauzer ears to be shaved before they go into the grooming contest. I'm gonna tell you why. It is dangerous stuff. So every time you guys talk about speed grooming, guess what? If you're not running off to the goddamn vet to get the ears stitched, how about that for speed grooming? Trust me, I know what I speak of. There, and with that, and I'm going to do some eyebrows, and thank you guys for staying tuned. I appreciate that. Okay, babe. Okay, so we've done all the flat work. We've done our ears, we've done the neck and the throat, and we keep in mind that this is a rectangle. One thing I didn't mention is that the top of the head was stripped out before he was bathed because he's a show dog, okay?
Es importante que siempre ahora vamos a hacer todo lo que es la parte de la ceja. Tengan siempre en mente en el fondo que nosotros lo que vamos a hacer ahora también es un rectángulo. Siempre que piensen en la cabeza, piensen en un rectángulo. Y fíjense ahora también cómo está peinando Shaunna. Es todo hacia adelante para poder formar estas líneas y lograr el rectángulo.
Okay, so pro tip, you see how he's responding to Felipe right now? He loves him. So there's going to be no more Spanish until I'm finished because this puppy is throwing his head. Like, I feel like that's what a partially kind of want to explain to you guys is about how to deal with schnauzers. Like I see it all the time in groups. You guys are like, I hate schnauzers. That thought has actually never entered into my head. I feel like this is like the most amazing breed that you could ever possibly imagine to even get to know. Like they're fantastic.
Yeah.
You're making a decision on something that you have zero information on. And yes, they can be pricks, absolutely. I'm trying to give you the information that if you learn how to deal with them, they can be this fantastic. So he's gonna talk and then we're not gonna talk anymore because Luther's ADD. You go.
Bueno, la verdad es que esta raza es una raza, como Shaunna nos contaba, es una raza en realidad bien completa y es una raza, hay mucha gente que de repente no les puede gustar porque son un poco bulliciosos o lo que sea. La verdad a mí me parece una raza muy, es muy completa. Y aparte de ser muy completa, a mí me gusta mucho en el fondo y estoy sumamente también contento de poder estar en esta sesión en vivo, porque la verdad es que acá uno puede aprender muchas técnicas, no solo tijeras, sino que también tenemos stripping, tenemos máquina, entonces creo que es muy completo. I think, Shaunna, if you are agree with me, I think these dogs, this kind of dog, the Schnauzer, is a very good dog because...
The Schnauzer was created as a guardian. I feel like that word to me is a powerful word, and I feel it in my life every single day. Even this baby boy, he's just a baby boy. He's not even my dog. He lives at my house, but he's not even my dog. But I'm in love with this guy, and I picked him from the day he was born. He was this big. He was just a little bugger. And he came from a big family. Like there was 7 or 8 puppies in that litter, I forget. I've actually dedicated my life to this breed. I feel like when people don't understand this breed, like remember, this is 8, not even 8 months old, he's 7.5 months old. I want to not get off topic too much. Okay, so now I'm going back with my just a fine thinning shear. And I don't want, this is actually a good tip, don't be all using your Japanese super scalpers, okay? Because this is an Asian fusion, this is breed profile. I like these ones on my sporting dogs. I love these guys. These are Sedonas. They're great. Thank you, Ty Brush. Oh, well, I'm still there. I forgot to mention that. Our Gleam winner. Hey, thank you so much. Huge shout out to Ty Brush. Hold him for 1-2 seconds. It's right here.
Un poco lo que también nos estaba contando Shaunna ahora es que ella va a ocupar en este momento las tijeras entresacadoras que son de la marca Sedona. Son sumamente buenas tijeras para poder hacer todo lo que es acá un pulido en el fondo.
Our Gleam contest winner, and thank you so much for the tie brush and all of your likes and shares and stuff. And I'm super sorry I was like locked off of Facebook for 10 freaking days. That was insane. And I'm about to use this nail trimmer on myself because I'm starting to look like a cave woman. Awesome. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Beacon Hill, lithium nail grinder, amazing. We had a Canadian win it, Kim Scupa out in Vancouver. She's a Yorkie breeder. I contacted her and she told me that her old one had just died about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I went to a great home. Thank you guys. Sorry for about that. I had to do that. I promise you I will get better at this. I hope you guys enjoyed at least parts of this. So, the face is all combed. You can see how his face is actually a rectangle. Normally, I do go in with my Sedonas. And oh, you little saucy pants. You know, you see, they're saucy. When I am on this side, I actually kind of turn myself just so I'm like actually turning right at you. And it would be perfect if you would look actually right there. I definitely don't mean Madison like calling him because she loves him. He loves her. But I can basically barely see anything on the side of the face. Really loves her. All right, dude.
Es importante la posición que ustedes tengan cuando vayan a hacer en el fondo la inserción entre las cejas y toda esta parte del cráneo. Justamente lo que está haciendo Shaunna es generar la línea y poder ver la línea cuando yo estoy pegado o lo más pegado posible en este ángulo hacia las cejas, porque así vamos a poder lograr justamente lo que es el rectángulo. Imagínense, tienen acá poco pelo y acá tienen mucho, entonces en el fondo tienen que generar esta línea para que sea correcta y puedan lograr este rectángulo.
Okay, so, and I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I've been like kind of obsessively combing. I honestly cannot tell you enough. He needs it, they need it. And I'm always combing in the direction. On this side, I can stand in front of them. Like, checks out, I can't even do the other side. I can see the angle I want to go on this side. I can't do it on the other side. If you're left-handed, you're going to probably, you still good?
I think so.
You still okay?
I don't know. I'm checking on.
Just a moment.
Es importante.
Good.
Oh, ve-
We don't know.
We're black.
Great. Who was that?
Ursula.
Great. Okay, well,
We can still hear though. I don't know why it goes black every time. So we're gonna Hey guys, I'm just going to YouTube really quick how to fix this black screen. Thanks for staying with us. Yeah. I will be back and try and fix this black screen because we are definitely not done with this head trim yet. So stay tuned.
Okay, good.
I think we are back.
Hey, well, I'm watching it there. Let me know when you're live.
Well, we are live.
Yes, yes, you're right.
On.
Still black screen. It's black screen for me anyway.
Brutal.
You're unmuted, so you know.
Brutal. Okay, I feel like we have to upload this and I can give you a head trim. I don't know how to fix this. We've been on the phone with everybody.
I figured we were still black screen. I don't know why. Anyways, we're unmuted, so bye.
Okay, so anyway, if anybody wants to do this, I could even do it live on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll do it live on Facebook. If you guys can hear me, just tell me what you want me to do. I'll take a 4-minute break and we'll do this. I'm so sorry. I promise I will figure this crap out.
No, we're just doing it on Facebook. Alright guys, we're gonna upload this video and
And then we're going to do the
finish
head
this
trim on Facebook, okay?
because you deserve a finished head trim.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. Luther's going to go for a quick little pee and a 5-minute break, so meet
We
us
all
on
need
Facebook.
a quick little pee
Yeah.
and 5-minute break.
Yeah, we do.
Because this has been stressful. So tune in to Shaunna Bernardin's Facebook. We will do a live feed head trim.
we will go ahead and we'll tag the people that were actually watching us right now. We'll tag you guys so you know as soon as we go live, okay? I'm super sorry. You know what? Today was a humiliating day, but thank you guys. You guys are my real supporters. And when I get to actually look at this, I'm going to totally remember each and every single one of you. Thank you guys. Hugest heart. Okay.
Sí, chicos, le queremos dar las gracias, como siempre, por todo el apoyo que nos están dando. La verdad es que les pedimos disculpas por tener este pequeño inconveniente. Es nuestra primera vez. Estamos haciendo todo lo posible para poder volver. Igual se los vamos a mostrar, lo vamos a hacer a través de Facebook para que ustedes puedan ver el término de esta peluquería y de este trimming que estamos haciendo con Shaunna. Les agradecemos muchísimo y disculpen por favor por los inconvenientes, pero vamos a hacerlo llegar a usted sea como sea para que puedan ver el término de esto. Y no me queda ninguna duda que obviamente igual han estado aprendiendo y todo, y les agradecemos de todo corazón. Muchas gracias.
Facebook Live, 10 minutes, people. Luther's gonna pee and I won't let you down. I'm gonna kill this.
Yeah, en 10 minutos más vamos a estar en Facebook para que obviamente ustedes puedan ver toda esta transición y puedan ver este gran trabajo que nosotros queremos hacer con mucho amor para toda la gente en Latinoamérica.